because Carrie was one of the ones that was given insight into what her expectations were. And so let's dive into it. Let's not waste any time. I don't know if everybody watched it. I know Slimmy watched it. I don't know if Quentin had time to watch it or if you caught any of it. And I'm pretty sure that Carrie watched it.
I was in the back chat on the Zoom, but then Q told me to get off.
Yeah, I saw Quentin pop up.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just go to a random spot and then we'll just go from there. Hour long.
It might be on my IG.
Oh, listen.
That dude listens. He like intently listens.
Hold on. He said that it might be on my. I never recognized that, but hold on.
YouTube video, I don't see the clip though.
Okay.
It's not a clip. It's an hour long.
It might be on my IG.
Let me rewind it a little bit because I don't know.
Sister, stay focused.
Carrie, 5'9".
Keep your body to yourself. If you're still a virgin, hold it. If you've already lost your virginity, men, date them all until you find what's good for you.
Already living it. They're a reflection of it. But so many times we're incentivized by the things that surround us, influenced by the things that surround us, especially when we have a young mind, and your mind is not even fully developed until you're in your mid-20s. And so a lot of times we used to depend on our culture, we used to depend on our family to help us vet and see things that we couldn't see. But now we're choosing for ourselves. So again, I don't believe in dating. I believe that dating is just the gateway for you to find yourself in situations that you're not supposed to be in. And I believe that you know your wife very, very early. And a lot of times we skip over the person that we're supposed to be with.
So you know what? I get context now. This is why you brought up. So I think this is a difference here because you actually stated when you went to Angela Yee, the young lady was stating, because a lot of women think, ask this question too. They're like, look, I want to date multiple men. You know, that's like a big thing. They want to date multiple men.
This is a sister saying she's already dated. I said, look, date them all until you find what's for you. I didn't say sleep with them all. I didn't say cook for them all. I didn't say do no wifely duties.
But you said you didn't believe in dating.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. This is a woman that asked me a question.
I know. I seen it.
Right. She said, I'm already dating 3 men. Date them all until you find what's good for you.
And she didn't say that, by the way. She said she wants to date 3 different men and have them bust her down 3 different days of the week. And he said, date them all.
Who said that?
That's what he said. Okay, now I got to go in. Because the context was, he said, he said, when I said I don't believe in dating, and he says, I agree, I don't believe in dating either. Then he switched it up and he said, I believe in dating. I mean, you know, he said, because I called him out, I said, well, that's not what you said on lip service. You said that you, right now, you don't believe in dating because you didn't like the fact that you was getting served up on that last segment. Now, all of a sudden, you don't believe in dating, but then that's not what you just said on lip service when you was on there with Angela Yee.
Who is Angela Yee?
Angela Yee from The Breakfast Club.
From The Breakfast Club.
I don't know who that is.
So, like, for example, this is what happened, right? And I said that we was going to be able to pull up these receipts, right? Something like 29 something, 29.50 or whatever.
Physical attention. Now, what if you would be like, you want to sleep with me? $50,000.
Let's back up.
Because that's 3 hoes.
Come on, bro.
Would they get you addicted to it?
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Well, aside from this, before you got here, we were talking to Jordan about, you know, are you ready to settle down, Jordan? Like,
No.
No.
Oh, I know that's right, Jordan.
Now, I would like to do a year. I was celibate for 2 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming out of my celibacy. I kind of want to have a phase where I have 3 hoes. 3 hoes.
Come on, rotation.
Yeah, just to like live that life for a little bit, like a solid roster. Just because I've never done that. I've been
Now, when you say coming out of your celibacy, are you out of it already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, you know, then I got ghosted. So that's a whole other story. But I'm like, you know what? I want to have like a little Tuesday, a little Wednesday, a little Saturday.
Right.
I love that for you.
rotation.
But she
Right.
knows what
Keep
she
it
wants.
cute.
So what do you think
Right.
about that?
I say date them all.
So either you do believe in dating or you don't believe in dating. Either you do believe in it or you don't. Because when I first said I don't believe in dating, he said, I agree. I don't believe in dating either.
Right.
Word for word. Word for word. And then Angela Yee brought up the fact that, listen, well, what about men that, just want to hit or whatever? He said, tell them $50,000. That's what he says.
That's what that was about.
A lot of men just try to get you to sleep with you.
So how long do I have to do that before I
Okay, should look like.
No, because I tell my sisters this: if a dude wants to date you, 50,000,
Uh-huh.
50,000 off
like in
top.
cash or
50, no, if they can't
50,000.
afford a payment plan, 50,000.
Okay.
And if they don't have it, you're dating in the wrong pool.
Wait, what? Who is this guy?
I told him that the receipts don't lie. And that we was going to be able to go and pull up the receipts. Now, the beautiful thing about it is that I like to come in with a fresh mind. And so I don't study people prior to or leading up to like the days and the weeks before. I don't study. I just want to deal with the talking points. I'm not having no personal ad hominem attacks or none of that. I'm going to attack the argument and I'm going to answer the question. I throw it on as I was getting in the shower when I got to my hotel just to learn a little bit more about him. And I didn't go to his platform. I typed in his name. First thing I seen on another platform was him on Angela Yee. And so I observed it. I observed literally the first 35, 40 minutes. And I said, okay, interesting. So then when we started getting into the questions, because I don't know what the questions are ahead of time, and they say, hey, do you believe in dating? I said, no. He says, I agree. Women shouldn't date. Men shouldn't date. The first thing that pops up in my mind was, you just said that on Angela Yee's platform.
He said,
Because
not
it's
so
fresh. It's
fast.
literally fresh in my mind 1 hour before I ever go over there to go and do the podcast. You see what I'm saying? Anyways, neither here nor there. Because I told him that this is going to live forever. Because, the internet is forever. You can say whatever you want to say in a live. But when the dust settles, we're going to find out what's really going on. Anyways, aside from that, leaving all of that aside, Carrie, I want to get your thoughts. What did you think about the debate?
All right, so let me first talk about. I think that both of you all.
Well, wait. Okay, so let me ask this first. Were you
Okay.
entertained? Did you think it was a good show?
I thought that it was good. It wasn't that I was entertained, but I thought that it was a good conversation. Y'all both got a little petty with each other here and there, but I think that was fine considering overall everybody was, respectful and all of that.
Did you think it was gonna get petty? Like really petty? Like personal?
No, I didn't think it would get personal because one, I don't think that either one of you all would go that deep. Like, I don't think either one of you would get that disrespectful. And not for nothing, even though you guys disagree on a lot, both of you all's real life situations are from the, the outside looking in's eye is pretty good. So it would be, to me, it would be obvious if you were trying to take personal digs at one another. But that said, I think that it was a good conversation. And I got more respect for you, Anton, honestly, because of how you
For
were.
me?
Yeah.
Why? That's almost implying that it wasn't as much respect prior to. No, I'm just messing
Prior
around.
to, yeah, like you didn't respect it before.
Like, dang, Carrie, we've been working together. We know each other. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, because to me, you because they let it go as long as they did, you guys, and where you all went with the Bible, with like getting deep into beliefs about the roles and like, because of where they allowed the conversation to go, the context you were able to give was interesting. Some of it I've heard you say before, some of it I had not. Now, one of the things that became real apparent to me was, Yada was speaking from a perspective of, I was a part of the crowd of people who was kind of all over the place. I didn't come from a two-family home. I came kind of from a broken background, and I figured my way out and landed where I am. Whereas my perspective on you, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're, in so many words, you're where you had always planned you would be, because it seems from how you talk that you kind of had somewhat of a game plan at every step of, like, of your life. And the way that he was talking, it was like, okay, you just got to this space and you're trying to teach. Maybe don't try to teach. Keep living out what your journey is, and share. There's a big difference in you sharing your story with people than you taking your story and using
That's what
it
I was
as
saying
a
to him.
teaching tool for people.
That's what I was saying to him. Is that what you're saying?
That was what came off through you all's conversation. You pointed that out at one point in time. You pointed that
You
out
are
to him.
struggling to land this plane.
No, she's breaking it down
I'm
good. I like it.
I'm really not I'm
No,
really
go
not
ahead, Carrie.
struggling.
I like what you're saying.
But at one point in time you did bring that up. I just don't remember at what point you brought that up. So for me, Yada was, he still has journeying to do. Not that you don't, not that you're perfect or whatever, but the stuff that he's speaking on, he's speaking to people who might be listening before they even get into the junk, and he like the junk of life. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking to people who might hear his message, and if they try to follow what he's saying, they're gonna have a misstep. Whereas the people who have already had the junk in their life, I can understand how they might be able to relate to him some. Um, so
Hmm. What was your perspective, Quentin?
I think, in fewer words, you were more like a proactive answers, and his was more like a, "Hey, I fucked up. Like, what do we do now?" type of thing. He's like, "Hey, we're here now. We're baby mamas now. How do we deal with these women?" And you're like more
I
like,
don't.
"Hey,
I hear what you're saying. My interpretation of interacting with him and debating with him is that I don't see that he's actually trying to fix a problem.
I agree." And but he has more. You're more like the stern dad, like growing up. Don't do this. Hit you. And he's more like a coddle. It's okay. Just try it again, type of thing. Like he has a lot of grace for people who do stupid shit.
I don't think that he has grace.
Yeah, he does. Like, cause
I
he
I
says like,
I don't think
yeah,
so. I think that
I
the grace is extended based off of who his target demographic is, but not authentic. I don't
okay,
believe that
yeah.
he has
I'm
grace.
not questioning authenticity, but what he put out there,
Carrie
that
believes in him. Carrie believes
no
that.
no I no listen. I stopped following him. I told y'all I stopped following him when he started getting heavy into this relationship conversation, because for obvious reasons with the Kevin thing, but for what he kind of exposed. Like, I think that he gives grace to women, and I think he gives grace more so to broken women, but I've also heard his story. Like, he filmed when he had a conversation with his father. They had no relationship. He filmed him and his mom. Like, he comes from a, quote unquote broken, if you will, I hate saying that, but like a broken background. So once he really started getting into these conversations about relationships, when he's preaching and talking to the men, that's when I disconnected. And it was apparent to me, even in this conversation, that he still is speaking from a place of somebody who was raised maybe more so by a woman, someone who maybe saw the men who he saw were probably more on the negative side, and than the positive side, because like you pointed it out, Anton, one of the examples, he went to the extreme, like women are divorcing because they're abused and all of that, and for many of us, even when we think about divorce, the last thing I think about is a woman divorced her husband because he abused her. So, but I come from I don't have an unhealthy relationship with marriage, with men. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not his advocate. I hope that he does go back and kind of reflect on this a little bit, but it's obvious that he's targeting his female crowd.
And I think that he's doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
He's doing a
But
good job.
unfortunately, it is perpetuating the disconnect between men and women, because again, a lot of women are probably going to hear his messaging and be like, okay, so then if I'm dating a guy, he needs to pay me. If I'm dating a guy and he's not at this point, then I
Yeah,
shouldn't
but
be
that's not
dating
a
him.
way in which you build strong families. That's a way in which you start to target people. Um, and then you don't have any substance behind it, which is not going to keep you married. It's not going to keep
And
you
I will
married.
say, some of the stuff that you say, Anton, stings, and that, like, I really, when I lost a little bit, well, when I lost some of my, I won't say, I lost a little bit for him when the thing with the dating, and even deeper than what you showed, shortly after y'all were talking about that, he said something about, like, I'm a teacher. I teach. And he said, I said that to her because she asked me, and because that's kind of the type of time she was already on, so I'm gonna meet her where she is. And I was like, wow, that's dangerous, because you're sitting here and you're trying to tell this man that you have this philosophy and that's what you stand on. But when you have a real life example and an opportunity in front of these women to teach based off of what you're saying is your philosophy and your stance, instead of just being direct and honest with them, you change your stance to meet them where they are, to meet a
Yeah.
woman where she is. And this is the very thing that Anton just pointed out with the Bible. You're not supposed to pander to that. If you stayed in alignment with what God, told you to do, then you would have told her, I hear you. You want to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You need to sit down.
Yeah.
You need to do nothing. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that's what you need to do. So right then I was like, it's going to be hard for me to listen to you with the same type of energy, because you're not standing on what you're saying before this man right now.